Hi everyone, my name is Anna Sogol. I am a student enrolled in the University of Alabama, currently pursuing my bachelor's in social work. It's my senior year, this is my last semester, and it has definitely looked a little different than I ever could have anticipated, unfortunately because of COVID-19. I am still able to complete my field placement with Shared Hope International, who is a Washington State-based anti-sex trafficking organization. But instead of completing my field placement from Shared Hope's office, I'm completing it from my living room. So it's definitely been a really unique experience for me. But working from home has not made my experiences any less meaningful or any less impactful for me personally. And I'm really excited to get to share some of those experiences with you guys today. So as a communications and policy intern at Shared Hope International, I do get the opportunity to work on a lot of different projects. So I'm really excited to get to discuss a lot of this with you guys throughout the semester. But what I wanted to start with today is my work on this concept of victim-offender intersectionality, which is a really important concept within the field of sex trafficking. And it is pretty complicated. I'm going to do my best to try and explain it to you guys. So essentially what this idea of victim-offender intersectionality is the idea that individuals who have experienced trafficking are survivors at all stages of their abuse and are not and should not be defined by their victimization. And Shared Hope International actually put out a detailed report on VOI specifically with victims of with child victims, minor victims of sex trafficking. And what Shared Hope really aims to do with this report is to highlight the importance of recognizing trauma responses to trafficking victimization. Which means recognizing that victims' actions while they were being trafficked and their responses to certain situations are not reflective of those victims as a whole, and that victims cannot be held personally accountable for things that they may have done, certain actions that they may have taken while they were being trafficked. So specifically what we're talking about is charging and arresting victims for things that they did while they were victims themselves. And this can include crimes like if they were, for example, selling drugs, or if they were committing robberies, or even for minors who may not have a third-party trafficker involved. We do not want these minors to be held responsible and charged with prostitution, for example, or charged with any of a variety of crimes that may be brought against victims of trafficking. So the goal for Shared Hope is to raise awareness about this concept of a person being a victim as opposed to being the offender in the particular situation. And this becomes really complicated when you're looking with issues of sex trafficking, because you have to consider the relationship between the victim and the trafficker in situations where a trafficker is involved. You have to consider factors of addiction and substance abuse. For a lot of victims of trafficking, this is another factor that plays into it. And you have to look at these situations from with this perspective that the victims themselves are not personally responsible for what happened to them, nor are they personally responsible for any other actions that they may have taken out during their victimization. And one great thing that I get to do as an intern, working with this VOI report and with other really important concepts as well, is myself and my other interns at Shared Hope International get to convert this information into infographics, which we can then hopefully push out on our social medias. We can share them in a variety of different places to try to really bring awareness to this topic. And that is so important because getting this information to the general public as well as to the many different people who are involved in the criminal justice system is the most effective way that we can see to try to help and support these victims. And what we hope is that people will they will see these infographics and maybe review the reports that Shared Hope has put out on victim offender intersectionality, and contact their local legislators, or have conversations with people in their lives about these issues. And so in that way, we are raising awareness and we're on the front lines of fighting for victims' rights. And that's what social work is all about. So for me, this is just such a rewarding experience. And it's been so great to be able to not only educate myself on this topic, but potentially to be able to educate a variety of other people as well, and really raise awareness on this issue and hopefully help to restore justice to victims who are in this process right now. So thank you guys all for listening in today. And I'm so looking forward to sharing with you guys more of the super important work that I'm getting to be a part of every day at Shared Hope. So thanks again for listening today, and I will see you guys next time.